Alrighty, folks, here we are on the WD Broadcasting Network, live from the Hickory Motor Speedway, ready for round number 8 of the Leave the Pack iRacing League Street Stock Showdown. So we'll get the schedule up. Last week we were at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Mark Keatman picked up the victory. We've had 6 races before that. Race number 8 here tonight. Going to be an exciting one. We've got 60 laps here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Oh, I've accidentally switched the names of my profiles. Okay, I had trouble behind the scenes just then. Figured it out. Got everything, I think, worked out. Got the schedule. There we go. Alrighty, the results from last week up on screen. Mark Keatman picked up the victory at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Justin Coleman second. Brandon Elvis third. Those 3 battled very, very hard at the end. An exciting run to the finish. But we will get the timing on the left side of our screen. Looks like we've got 15 cars here at Hickory tonight. Should be an exciting show. So we've got 24 seconds left here in the practice session. Mark Keatman at the top of the board. He won last week. See if he can do it back-to-back weeks. The checkered flag waves in practice. Mark Keatman going to be scored at the top in the number 2 machine, a 15:25 to Austin Godfrey's 15:26. Very close there at the top spot. As now we are set and ready to go for qualifying. The first car on the racetrack, Austin Godfrey in the 1 machine, sitting on pit road. Looks like he's not quite ready to go out. Brady Cox makes his way out in the 76. Coming into tonight, Brady Cox, 4th in the point standings. Going through turns 1 and 2 right here. Brady Cox gets the white flag right here. The guy out of Fergus, Ontario, Canada, puts the 76 second quick behind Dale Ogburn in the 14. Dalton Creech goes to the top spot in the 36. Running the old style Camaro, a 15:31. Carter Russo jumping up there. Russo to the top spot in the 21. He'll shut it down after lap 1. Mark Keatman goes 4th after his 2 laps. Brandon Elvis on track in the 54 machine. Lap number 2, trying to put the pedal down right here. The checkered flag is out. 6th quick for Brandon Elvis. So we've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. And this man right here, the guy that has been on fire this week, if you've kept up with the All-Star Racing League over on True Sim Productions, I cover on Monday and Tuesday nights. This man right here, Zach Murphy, the driver out of Oakland, Maine, He won both races in ASRL competition this week. First in the Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication Super Series on Monday night. Then it was the Chestnut Hill Late Model Stock Series last night. Trying to go for the three-peat here this week. We'll see where he goes after lap number 1. White flag up for Zach Murphy. 9th quick with a 15:42. Chris Smith in the 80 jumps up to the 2nd spot. Murphy's 2nd lap time. We'll see what he's got out of 4. Gets a little bit sideways at the line. Not going to pick it up on lap number 2. Couple more drivers still to go. Mark Stewart in the 81 machine, making his way through turns 3 and 4. Stewart from Riverhead, New York, making the trip down to Hickory on iRacing here tonight. And it turns 3 and 4 with a little wobble there on the entry of the corner. White flag right there. Stewart 13th with a 15:86. Gonna have to pick it up in the 2nd lap time. As lap number 2 for Stewart, crossed the stripe right there. Picks it up a little bit, but still in the 15th spot. Kyle Heinzelman in the 57 comes across the line. 12th quick with a 15:47. Ryan Hufford completes his qualifying run in the 83. So I think qualifying is done here this evening. Carter Russo in the 21 machine picks up the pole. We'll see what the redraw looks like and see who lines up on the top spot, but Carter Russo gonna be your pole winner here tonight. Chris Smith 2nd. Very close to those 2 times. Austin Godfrey 3rd in the 1. Dalton Creech 4th in the 36. Last week's winner, Mark Keatman, in the 5th spot. So we'll take a look at our point standings coming into this evening. Brandon Elvis still leading. Justin Coleman just 5 points back. Not here this evening in the 14 machine. Coleman not able to make it to Hickory here tonight. Luckily, these guys do have a drop week. Going to drop their lowest score in points. So only 11 out of the 12 races are going to count for points. Your worst finish goes in the bin. But Elvis at the top. Smith 2nd. He's going to get a lot of qualifying points here tonight. That should help some of that gap. Smith in the 3rd spot, 20 points back right now. Right now, these guys in the warm-up. Warm-up session underway. Going to give these guys 3 minutes to get everything buckled in. We should put our qualifying results up on screen. Carter Russo in the top spot. Back behind him, 1/1000th of a second slower. Chris Smith, those two very close on time. We'll see what the redraw looks like, but those two going to be battling all race long. In the same 10th of a second all the way back to the 9th spot. Very close on times here tonight. A lot of competition here in the Street Stock Showdown. These guys are going to have 60 laps to sort things out. I was looking for Carter Russo in Discord. Looks like he is not available at this moment, but we'll grab somebody to get a word from. Put the qualifying results back up for a minute. Grab somebody to talk to here. Looks like Ryan Hufford is in chat in the 83 machine. See if we can get a word from Ryan Hufford. Ryan Hufford up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, well, you're going to be rolling off from the 14th spot here tonight. Going to have some ground to make up. How can you make it happen in 60 laps here at Hickory?
Well, try to keep the nose out in the front and just see how the cards fall.
Alrighty, this is your 6th start here tonight. Right now, coming into this evening, 2 top 10 finishes. Can you put it inside the top 10, maybe even top 5 here this evening?
I think we got a shot. Last week I got caught earlier. I think kind of just killed the momentum, but I missed my marks on qualifying, so I think we'll be able to rebound and see what happens. Attrition usually plays a key factor into these races. So I think I got a solid shot, definitely for a top 10, maybe squeak out the top 5.
Alrighty, well, we'll let me try that again. We will be looking for you here at the end of the race. Good luck to you, though, Ryan.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, that was Ryan Hufford, starting from the 14th spot here tonight. Now Carter Russo wants to show up in Discord. Let's see if we can get him up into the broadcast booth. Carter Russo up in the booth, you got a copy. Alrighty, well, you qualified on the pole here tonight, just barely ahead of Chris Smith. It was close throughout the top 5, but you were able to edge out all those guys and put it on pole. How do you feel?
Yeah, man, that's kind of unexpected. This is where we needed to be in practice. Kind of went out there and just hoped to get in the redraw spot, even though it was only 2. So, yeah, we ended up there, so put it on pole. It's great. Picked up a lot of speed in qualifying, so just looking to go out here and have a good race. It's been kind of rough. I'm trying to race every week since Mark told me about it, and haven't had the best of luck, but I think we're starting to get a little bit of luck on our side.
Yeah, luck definitely on your side. Did a very good qualifying lap, and you're going to be rolling off from the 2nd spot, like you mentioned, with the redraw. But we'll let you get your belts tightened right here and get you prepared for 60 laps here at Hickory. We wish you luck, Carter.
Yep, hopefully I'll be talking to you a little bit later.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Carter Russo, driver of the number 21 machine. He is going to be rolling off from the 2nd position. Let's get the grid up on our screen. Chris Smith going to be rolling off on the pole in the number 80 machine. He qualified in the 2nd spot, going to get the top spot here on the start. Carter Russo in the 21 machine starts 2nd. Austin Godfrey 3rd in the 1. Dalton Creech 4th in the 36. In the 5th spot, it's going to be last week's winner, Mark Keatman, in the 2. 6th position going to be Dale Ogburn in the 14. Back behind them, Travis Wright in the 10. Going to be rolling off 7th next to Brandon Elvis in the 54. Zach Murphy rolls off 9th next to Jeremiah Woods, rounding out our top 10 in the triple twos. Brady Cox going to be 11th in the 76, and then it's Kyle Heinzelman in the 57 in the 12th spot. Back behind them, it will be Zane Bierman in the 55 and Ryan Hufford in the 83. Rounding out our field, the 81 of Mark Stewart. So the field is set and ready to go. The lights are off on the iRacing.com police car. Down the back straight they go for a final time before we send them green for 60 laps of racing action here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Through turns 3 and 4, Chris Smith through the restart zone. We are racing here at Hickory. Into turns 1 and 2, Chris Smith, Carter Russo going to be battling for that top spot. Down the back straightaway they go. Austin Godfrey thinking about peeking his nose in there. Leader of lap number 1 going to be Chris Smith, just barely though. Carter Russo trying to make that outside lane work in the 21. We look right here, Chris Smith, leader after 2 laps here at Hickory. Look at Mark Keatman right there in the 4th spot, already up 1 position from where he started. Ooh, Russo up into the wall a little bit right there. He's trying to make that outside lane work. He pulls ahead in turns 3 and 4. Can he get the power down? Looks like he has the advantage right there. Carter Russo leader at the line. Russo and Smith side by side. These guys were very close in qualifying. Ooh, look at Keatman trying to force it underneath Austin Godfrey in the 3rd spot. All kinds of action here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Look at up front. Carter Russo getting the advantage on that outside lane. Smith going to have to give up for now. Back to the 2nd spot. You look a little bit further back, Zach Murphy underneath Jeremiah Woods for the 9th spot. Brady Cox and Mark Stewart back behind them battling as well. Look at Mark Keatman forcing his way up to the 3rd spot. You see him loose up off the corner. It is not going to be effective late in the race if you are spinning the tires this early. 7 laps in. Going to have to save these tires. You do not get a set here in the Street Stock Showdown. As, Keatman it right there into the left side door once again, a little bit sideways through the center. Keatman down low, trying to make it work underneath Austin Godfrey. Godfrey able to hold the position for now. A little bit sideways entering the corner. Might have cut across the nose of the 2 machine right there, but trouble out back. Travis Wright in the 10 goes around. Looks like no damage for the 10 machine of Travis Wright, but the caution flag will be out for the first time here this evening. As we get another look of it, he was battling with Brady Cox for the 10th spot. It's like through the center of the corner, just a little bit of contact on the back bumper right there, and around Travis Wright went. Nothing too severe. I think he's going to get his spot back, but Cox on the back bumper right there. See, from Cox's perspective, just a little tap to the back bumper. We'll get one more view from up top before we make an officiating decision. Yep, just a little shuffle of the nose right there. And Brady Cox in the 76 turns around the 10 of Travis Wright. Caution flag out for the first time here this evening. Carter Russo with the race lead. Qualified in that top spot. He took the lead from Chris Smith on lap number 4. As the field comes through turns 3 and 4 right here, the lights drop away on the iRacing.com pace car. The field is in the hands of Carter Russo and Chris Smith. Down the back straightaway they go. Austin Godfrey in the 3rd spot, Mark Keatman in the 4th spot. Those two have been battling quite a bit this race. 1NC of Dale Ogburn right there in the 5th spot as well. And the green flag is back out. We're back underway at Hickory. Into turns 1 and 2. Carter Russo with the advantage. Smith not able to do the same thing up on the outside lane that Russo was able to do. Here comes Austin Godfrey to the bottom side, trying to make it a 2-car race for the lead. Look at Keatman right there in the middle. Nearly spun the 80 of Chris Smith. Looks like everybody able to hang on and keep it in the right direction. But there was contact right there. Austin Godfrey up into the 2nd spot, trying to clear Chris Smith. Smith strong up on that outside lane. Mark Keatman in the 2 machine trying to find somewhere to go as well. So we are 17 laps into this one. Look at Brandon Elvis in the 54 trying to put his name into the top 5. He's up on the outside of Dale Ogburn trying to find an opening underneath Mark Keatman. Great action we have here at Hickory. Underneath on the bottom, Godfrey loose down low. Smith going to get the 2nd spot. He's going to try to track down your race leader, Carter Russo. As Keatman and Godfrey now battle for the 3rd position. Looks like that outside lane might be preferred when you're side by side. You see Elvis in the 54 outside of Dale Ogburn right here, trying to get into the 5th position. Looks like he'll have the advantage at the line right there. It's Carter Russo down the back straightaway. Everybody's starting to get in line, single file. 20 laps in, 40 to go for Carter Russo. Austin Godfrey and the 1 machine got way sideways off the corner. Into the outside wall, big crash. Dale Ogburn went flying through the air in the 1 machine. A crazy moment right there in turns 1 and 2. We are going to watch that back. A huge crash on the exit of the corner. Let's get this one more time. Looked like on the exit, you see Godfrey loose and the one machine in the 29 make contact, and the one hits those tires and flies through the air. Zane Bierman nowhere to go in the 55. He was collected. So we'll take another look at this. A gnarly incident on the front straightaway. Try and see where these two exactly met in the middle. Both cars absolutely destroyed, but tough break right there. Zane Bierman involved in the 55 as well. We'll go on board with him for another view at this. So here is the 55 on the exit of the corner. You see him going down the front straightaway, entering turn 1, nowhere to go at all. There it is. Big time contact right there. On board with the 14 of Ogburn. You see the one machine get loose right there and just thought he was clear. Flies through the air. Big time moment. Gets clobbered by the 55. And that's probably going to do it for the 14 of Dale Ogburn. Right now, Carter Russo, your race leader. 24 laps in, it'll be 25 this time by. Nearing the halfway point in this one, and so far, it has been that 21 machine at the top spot ever since he took the lead on lap 4, but the 80 machine of Chris Smith has some speed. So does that 2 of Mark Keatman. So we'll see what those guys can do. As the lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car, Carter Russo and Chris Smith going to lead us through turns 3 and 4. And through the restart zone we go. We're back racing at Hickory. Russo with the advantage once again. Mark Keatman trying to move up to the second spot. Keatman on the bottom side. Good run to the bottom of the 80 machine of Chris Smith. Smith able to hold the ground up on top, though. These two battle. Meanwhile, back behind them, Brandon Elvis and Austin Godfrey are side by side for 4th. Action everywhere here at Hickory. Not a lot of room for these drivers to get away from one another. Russo is starting to creep away, but looks like Keatman able to get up in front of Chris Smith. He's clear. Move Brandon Elvis into the 3rd spot as well. Elvis up 5 positions from the start. He started 8th, up into the 3rd position. He's going to try and go for more, track down Mark Keatman. He's got Austin Godfrey in the one machine underneath him, trying to get back up onto the podium. As we look back behind, Dalton Creech trying to go forward in the 36. He's underneath Jeremiah Woods in the 222s. So we are past halfway. Cross flags were out a couple laps ago. 28 to go for Russo this time by. Looks like Creech not able to get the run right there. Here comes Brady Cox to the bottom side of the 36. These two continue to battle. Ooh, a little bit of contact right there off the corner. The 76 Cox had a big moment, had to hang on to that race car. But back up in front of him, Austin Godfrey trying to get around the 54 Brandon Elvis. Ooh, nearly contact through the center of the corner right there. We've got 26 to go at Hickory, and things are starting to heat up for the race lead. Mark Keatman starting to track down the 21 of Carter Russo. Keatman trying to do it back-to-back weeks. We've got 24 to go when they get back to the line right here. Keatman right there on the back bumper of Carter Russo for the lead. Russo going to have to hang on for 24 more laps. The car looks tough to drive here tonight. I heard a couple drivers mentioning how loose the setup was earlier on in the practice session. You can see it here in the feature race. Everybody a little bit squirrely on the exit of the corner. Black marks right there, and coming off the 2 machine of Mark Keatman. Really asking a lot out of these tires. We come back to 22 laps to go. As we look back behind once again, this battle for the 7th spot. Dalton Creech fending off Mark Stewart and Brady Cox in the 76 right now. Travis Wright trying to get around Kyle Heinzelman as well. Cox underneath Creech for the 7th spot. But back up front, 20 laps to go for Carter Russo. Trying to hang on with Mark Keatman right behind. Keatman is right there, just not able to get the drive to make that pass. We'll see if he can do anything later in the race. We've still got 19 to go. That's a long time for Russo to hang on to this lead with Keatman breathing down his neck. And here comes Keatman to the bottom side. A fender underneath the 21 machine. He's going to dip back up in line. But Keatman thought about the run right there. Trying to put some corners together. He's right there on the back bumper. Keatman stalking the 21 machine. Watching his every move through turns 3 and 4 right there. 17 laps to go. Keatman and Russo, the teammates, battling here at Hickory. Keatman backs off a little bit right there in the 2. Ooh, he's up the racetrack. Backing off a lot of bit. Keatman might have burned up the tires in the 2 machine. Having trouble getting the power down off the corner, it looks like. 15 laps remain. Carter Russo still your leader, but Mark Keatman has significantly fallen off the pace. 2 seconds slower that last time around. You got to wonder if the 2 machine might have overplayed his hand a little bit too early. Brandon Elvis right there for the 2nd spot, though, trying to improve 1 position. .13 laps to go right there for Carter Russo. He's got a lot more breathing room than he did those last couple laps. Keatman a little bit back up on the pace right there. Might have just had a moment in the 2 machine. But 12 to go. He's got a lot of ground to make up now. 0.3 of a second the difference. 4 100ths quicker that last time around. Not a big deficit. He's really going to have to make up some time these next 11 laps. This Carter Russo is still trying to hang on here at Hickory. So we've got 9 laps to go here at the Hickory Motor Speedway. Mark Keatman trying to cut into that gap that Carter Russo has. We'll have 8 to go at the line this time. Russo's done a good job hanging on from the get-go. He got the lead on the outside of Chris Smith on lap number 4. But Keatman's starting to put some laps together right here, closing that gap a little bit. Keatman right there within a car length, 6 laps to go at the line. What can Mark Keatman do? Trying to go for 2 in a row. The gap down, or back down to 0.3 of a second. Keatman trying everything he can. They'll have 5 laps to go. The flagman hanging out the window. 5 to go at the stripe right here. Keatman loose out of the corner, trying to track down Carter Russo, his teammate. As on the exit of 2 that time. Keatman loose on the outside. Brandon Elvis going to try and move to the second spot. Does he have anything to say about Carter Russo? 4 laps to go. Elvis up to second. Mark Keatman in the 2 machine. Looks like he's got some angry, overheated right side tires. Having trouble getting that car up off the corner. You see him sideways right there through the center of 3 and 4. 3 laps to go for Carter Russo. Russo trying to hang on. He's got less than a mile to go through turns 3 and 4 this time. He'll see the popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go for Carter Russo into the 21 machine. Russo has 2 prior starts here in the Street Stock Showdown. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go. We talked to him earlier on from the pole. He mentioned that he hadn't had the best of luck lately here in the Street Stock Showdown. But tonight he is going to change that. Fast qualifier earlier on and winner here in the feature. Carter Russo wins at Hickory. Brandon Elvis second. Mark Keatman third. Chris Smith fourth. Brady Cox gets up onto the top 5 there at the end. But Carter Russo comes home with the victory. Brandon Elvis second. Your last week's winner, Mark Keatman third. So we'll grab a word from our top 3 in just a moment. Going to take a quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network. I am your host, Winston Deal. Be right back in just a moment with our top 3. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Going to grab a word from our top 3 finishers. First, starting with our 3rd place finisher, Mark Keatman. See if we can get Keatman up into the booth. Mark Keatman up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
10-4.
Alrighty, well, we talked to you last week, picked up the victory at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. You qualified 5th here tonight, drove your way up, battled for the lead at one point with Carter Russo, but looked like you might have burned up the tires there a little bit at the end. Ended up 3rd.
Yeah, definitely burnt the tires up. I couldn't tell if I was racing on dirt or asphalt because I think I might have been doing a little bit of both. But yeah, I did not have the qualifying effort we were looking for. Kind of crapped the bed a little bit there, but overall, that was a hell of a race. I hope me and Carter put on a little bit of a show once me and him got out there a little bit, and then Brandon started peeking there, and Chris even worked his way up there, and me and him had a hell of a fight for the podium spot there coming to the checkered flag. So overall, that was a hell of a race. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. Looked like you said couldn't tell if you were on dirt or asphalt. You were really battling that race car at the end, but great job hanging on to it and keeping it up in the third spot. Is there anybody that you have to thank for another podium finish here in the Street Stock Showdown?
Yeah, absolutely. You and everybody that puts this deal on. First and foremost, RKM Setup Shop, Coleman Designs, Friesian Performance, Clive Power Equipment, K Cars, Race Cars. Got to thank Brandon and Carter for also racing me clean. They ran a hell of a race, and everybody that watches and supports this deal. And that's about it. I think just got to say thank you to everyone. Like I said, thank you for putting this deal on. It gives me something to do on my Wednesday nights. So this is something I look forward to doing.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun. 8 races in. We've got 4 or 5 left to go. But we look forward to seeing you back, Mark. But congratulations on a 3rd place finish here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think might be a little too far back to fight for the championship, but we're going to try and go win these next few races here and see what we can make of it.
All righty. Well, we wish you luck. Congrats on your 3rd place run here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. All righty. That was 3rd place finisher Mark Keatman. Now to grab a word from our 2nd place finisher up in the broadcast booth. Brandon Elvis, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up, man?
All righty. Well, you qualified 8th here tonight. Not your best qualifying performance, but you drove it to the front. Ended up in the 2nd spot here tonight. How do you feel?
Man, that was fun. I wish I had about 5 or 6 more laps. Think we could have done something with them. I just was kind of waiting in the wings there. I could see they were using their stuff up pretty good. Just trying to save it a little bit there, so if I could get there at the end, but I just kind of waited too late and their tires lasted too long. So, man, that was fun though.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. You drove that machine up from the 8th spot, and passing, like we saw, was not easy. That outside lane looked pretty dominant, but the inside lane could work as well. You found a way to make both work and ended up in the 2nd spot. Who do you have to thank for yet another podium finish?
Yeah, man. Coleman Design. Hate Justin couldn't race with us tonight. He couldn't make it home. I know he was watching us, so shout out him. Burial's Performance and Fab. Coastal Performance. Chestnut Hill Restaurant. BH Homes Construction. Gibbs Brothers Construction. Parker Brothers. Window Tinton. My boys at ECR. Good run to Chris. I think he finished 4th tonight. Dalton. I'm not sure where he ended up, but he had a really good qualifying effort. Thanks to you for putting this deal on, man. We have a lot of fun. Hopefully you put on a good show tonight.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good show. A lot of fun. It looked like Keatman was driving a dirt car at the end, is what he said. But you definitely drove a heck of a race in the 54. Next week, we head to the North Wilkesboro Speedway here in these street stocks. That's going to be a lot of fun. What are your thoughts going in there with a 2nd place finish?
Man, I really hope the setup is kind of tight. I imagine it'll be pretty loose, so it'll be kind of the same deal. Save the right rear and be there at the end.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Brandon, on a 2nd place run here tonight. We wish you luck going forward.
Thanks, Winston.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was our 2nd place finisher, Brandon Elvis. Now to grab a word from the man of the hour, the winner here tonight at Hickory. Up in the broadcast booth, Carter Russo, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on, man?
Alrighty, well, we talked to you earlier on here this evening. You qualified on the pole, redrew a 2, so that put you up on the top, and you wasted no time getting to that top spot. You took the lead on lap 4 on the outside lane, got around Chris Smith, and didn't really look back from there. Might have looked back up in your rearview mirror. You had Mark Keatman right there for the majority of that 2nd half, but you held him off and came home with the victory. How do you feel?
Yeah, man. I knew if I got the pole and inverted in the 2nd, be that big of a too bad of a deal. I knew the top was good. I wasn't really worried too much. If I knew if I could just get around them early, I could set sail, set the pace, save my tires. Chris and Mark and Brandon, all them racing really hard out back, so I kind of pulled myself away enough to slow it back down and save tires. And I still didn't save enough, I don't think, because I knew Brandon was coming on one more lap or 2. He was going to be there knocking, that's for sure. But yeah, this is fun, man. I enjoy this street stock stuff.
Yeah, these street stocks have definitely been a blast, and you guys made them look like a lot of fun here tonight. Did not look very easy to drive and keep that 21 machine pointed in the right direction, but you did it for all 60 laps and put it in victory lane. Is there anybody that you have to thank that helped get you this victory here tonight?
Oh yeah, for sure. You for putting this on. I wouldn't be here without you. K-Car Race Cars, Biggs and Watson Towing and Recovery, Justin Brooks Designs, Mark Keatman, just everybody that gets me here. Is not many, but the ones that do, we end up in victory lane sometimes.
Yes, sometimes, and tonight was that time. 3 starts here in the Street Stock Showdown. You're 1 for 3 on wins. Can you do it again next week at North Wilkesboro?
Yeah, hopefully so. I already got Mark in my ear saying it's game on, so we'll see. He's a little bit better than me there, but you never know what could happen.
Alrighty, well, always going to be fun between you and Mark racing. You guys put on a heck of a show, you two. But nonetheless, congratulations to you, Carter, on your victory here tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. That was Carter Russo, driver of the number 21 machine, your winner here tonight. And we will put up our results one more time on screen so we can see where everybody ended up. Carter Russo picking up the victory in the 21 machine. Brandon Elvis comes home second. Third was Mark Keatman in the 2. Chris Smith fourth from the pole. Brady Cox fifth in the 76. Travis Wright recovers from that early spin to come home sixth. Austin Godfrey in the 7th spot in the 1 machine. Mark Stewart, he started 15th in this one, comes home 8th. Dalton Creech comes home 9th in the 36. Rounding out the top 10, Jeremiah Woods in the 222s. And then the last car on the lead lap, Kyle Heinzelman in the 11. Zach Murphy had trouble in that accident with Dale Ogburn. Zane Bierman also involved. Ryan Hufford involved as well. Those guys finished a couple laps down in 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. But I think that's going to do it for us here tonight at the Hickory Motor Speedway. A fun run here in the Street Stock Showdown, race number 8. We'll be back next week at the North Wilkesboro Speedway for 50 laps of action there. Going to be a fun one. You won't want to miss it here on the WD Broadcasting Network. But until then, I'm going to sign it off. I'm your host, Winston Deal. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.